Hello, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you for joining our Reinventing Roosevelt Community Update. For those of you who I may not have met, I'm Dr. Danny Portillo, and I'm the District Superintendent. Proactive and frequent communication with our community members is very important to me and to our board and to our district, and that's why we're having this update today. I'm excited to share the progress that we're making as we reinvent our district to maximize opportunities for students, and we'll be hosting other updates as the year goes along. I'm grateful to have a governing board that prioritizes doing what's best for all of our students, which is the foundation of the efforts that we're making here to reinvent Roosevelt and strengthen our district. Together with our executive team, we're making great progress as we work on reinventing our district. As we do at all of our meetings, we always start with our vision. In Roosevelt, we're a community that's united to create better futures for all through education. All of us here in South Phoenix community play a role in making our neighborhoods rich and vibrant places to live and work. And as a district, our mission is to build strong foundations through authentic and innovative experiences that ensure success for every student, especially as we prepare them for high school. Each of you also play a role in our shared vision and mission. There are many ways you can partner with us to ensure all students experience a rich and impactful education that prepares them to succeed and lead in high school. I encourage you to get involved and take action alongside with us. At the end of today, you'll be able to add your comments, questions, ideas through a survey link that we'll share at the last slide. Last December, our governing board voted to consolidate schools and repurpose our buildings to resolve a $5 million structural deficit. This meant that we were structured in such a way that we were spending more than our anticipated revenues. We projected that if we had not taken immediate action to streamline those expenses and operate more efficiently, that we would have spent all of our reserve funds within 2.5 years. Reserve funds are similar to our personal savings accounts. They should be spent to cover anticipated expenses and/or emergency expenses, not to cover our structural or expected costs. The decision was very difficult but necessary. And we included our community in those discussions through focus groups, community meetings, study sessions, and special board meetings. This action has set our district up for a much more positive and stable financial future so that we can be healthy as we head into the next decades. I want to update you on some of the major steps that we've taken since the board took that vote. So we are setting up a superintendent's advisory group. Members of staff are participating and members of our community are participating in these groups. The first one is an operational committee, and its job is to guide and execute the logistics of closing and consolidated the campuses. That group is made out of primarily staff. But to advise us all in that work, we've created a superintendent's advisory group of parents, staff, and community members. This group will meet to review the progress of the operational committee and will provide feedback and insight so that we can make sure that we're addressing all of the community's needs. Collecting the vantage point of our students and families is vital to ensure a smooth transition as our schools consolidate. They also provide valuable insight into the programs and opportunities that retain and attract families to our district schools. Their perspective offers a needed balance between the necessary academic progress we need to make and the needed extracurriculars that develop the whole child. Families and parents and staff are engaging in a culture and climate survey that has gone out earlier in February. Staff is also an important thought partner in implementing the programs our families want for their children and the facility improvements that make new programming possible. They also work on our campuses every day, and they can offer tremendous knowledge and insight. Our Deputy Superintendent, Dr. Battle, and I have conducted our first round of listening sessions at each of the closing schools and the schools with changes in principal leadership. Community partners, neighbors, and families are also providing ideas and input into repurposing our closing campuses, transforming them into hubs of community service that bring even greater vibrancy here to South Phoenix. These campuses will continue to play a vital role in our district and neighborhoods. I want to extend a sincere thank you to all of you for the voices that you brought, those neighbors, the families, the community-based partners. All of you have supported us as we plan forward. Special thank you goes out to the Davis families who has offered to meet with us so that they can give us also their perspective as we want to make sure that we honor the namesake of their school. The district leadership team had a brainstorming meeting with the University of Arizona and other thought leaders for services and programming ideas for the Martin Luther King School. The U of A has been our partner for more than 15 years in running the Family Resource Center at Martin Luther King, and they volunteered to use their deep knowledge of early childhood and relationships with our community to be the leading partner as we design services and select service delivery partners that will be located at the MLK Early Childhood Learning Center. This brainstorming meeting with the U of A included members of All in Education, Valley Leadership, Gather and Grow, and Booker T. Washington, along with other partners. They offered some great ideas and will also be seeking community feedback from the neighbors and other families. In our work to create a smooth and welcoming transition, for our closing and welcoming schools, we've hosted a number of events for students and for families. One of them was Meet the Principal Night. During the month of January and early February, our schools held meetings to meet the new principals. Current and incoming families joined for hot chocolate, campus tours, snacks, and time to be able to spend time asking questions and getting to know the new principals for the upcoming school year. Our district leadership team gained important feedback from families as a result of this effort, further refining our staffing plans for the upcoming school year. We also just held principal forums for vacancies that we have in principal in the principal ranks. And then also we'll be conducting a second round as we look for principals to lead our new innovation school, which will be at the Bush campus. On Friday, February 14th, Valentine's Day, our leadership team, alongside with some amazing community partners, visited the Glendale Elementary School District System of Care Center. This is one of their former school campuses that has been transformed into a thriving community hub when they also had to consolidate schools a few years back. We also had the recent opportunity to be able to engage with the service providers that are at the GESD System of Care Center. The System of Care Center provides community-based services for students and staff, families, and the larger community. The center encompasses support services where community members are welcome to a facility that provides a sense of safety and belonging. They offer services such as mental health, social services, educational services, health services, substance abuse services, vocational services, recreation, and juvenile justice services, to name a few. We're thankful to our colleagues at the Glendale Elementary School District for hosting us and allowing us to take a peek at some of the work that they've done. They've also offered to continue to support us so we don't have to reinvent that whole wheel. We will be working with our community and with our neighbors to determine what types of services we would be able to house in one of the campuses that will be repurposed to become a system of care. Building on this effort, our district recently held our Showcase of Schools. Families, both new and returning, got a first-hand look at the incredible programs, passionate educators, and bright future ahead. Students and families were able to meet teachers, tour the classroom, and enjoy crafts and games, and hear about the programs and opportunities that our district's schools offer. We had many families enroll for the upcoming year at the end of this district-wide event. Also, teachers have been able to participate in professional development with each other, getting to know their new campuses and getting to know their new teammates. Speaking of teachers, Reinventing Roosevelt is not only driven by repurposing the underenrolled campuses. Our reinvention is also about maximizing every resource within our district in ways that directly impact the learning of our students. As a result of Reinventing Roosevelt, we expect to add additional teachers and expand programming within the district. Should the board vote favorably on this item tomorrow night, our International Baccalaureate program is adding teaching staff to deepen that program at TJ Bar. And then also we are adding a STEAM teacher at Julian School, which will expand science programs. We also are adding additional teachers so that every campus will have one teacher available without having a classroom roster responsibility to be able to intervene in small groups and support our students in both their reading and math endeavors. At the district office, we're also able to add an additional EL language specialist who will support language acquisition for our students who are learning English as a second language, and we'll also be adding an additional math specialist to be able to support our campuses in enhancing their math instruction at the upper grades. And we'll also be adding a specialist to focus on gifted education, which is something that our community has asked for. Also, as a result of Reinventing Roosevelt, we were not only able to keep all of our teachers, in fact, we're adding 6 additional teachers this upcoming school year. We are also able to bring back our teachers 2 days earlier than normal so that we can engage in professional development together in July. These pay increases will help attract and retain our teaching staff, ensuring the best instruction for our students. This also serves as another strategy to help us decrease our need to outsource these positions. We also will be able to provide an additional increase to our bus drivers, to our trades, including our plumbers, our electricians, our HVAC technicians, so that we don't have to outsource these positions, as well as a much needed raise to our paraprofessionals who are going to be able to lead small group instruction in our schools. Reinventing Roosevelt means that we're redesigning learning experiences for our students to increase achievement and success. Accelerated learning opportunities for our middle school students will be available this coming school year in math. Rising 7th graders can enroll in algebra and geometry classes, providing advanced courses that our families have also asked for. 8th graders will have the chance to earn early high school credits in algebra and geometry this summer, thanks to the partnerships we have developed with Phoenix Union and Tempe High School District. Again, we would not be able to afford these opportunities had it not been because of our board's action last fall. Reimagining when and how all students learn through a new master schedule and departmental approach means our students will have an increased amount of time in their core subjects, as well as a greater variety of special area classes. Also, we're excited to say that we're going to be adding flag football to our other sports, which we already offer, which include volleyball, soccer, basketball, cheer, track, and esports. We care about our students' academic success, but we also know that kids benefit from sports and clubs and so many other extracurricular activities that create well-rounded children. Success continues beyond the classroom through added extracurricular opportunities being planned for the upcoming school year. After-school care will be offered at every campus, cooking and nutrition exploration, increased sports programming, including boys and girls. Again, I just mentioned flag football next year, and perhaps even the following year, baseball and softball are just a few of the ways that we're honoring what our families have asked for as we continue to push forward to reinvent Roosevelt School District. As we've been conducting our listening sessions, our parents are really concerned about transportation. And we know that transportation is very important and critical for the success of our students. We do have a new Director of Transportation, Mr. Jason Kyle, who's already hard at work improving transportation routes and schedules for the upcoming school year, paying close attention to the routes for school, knowing that as we consolidated some schools, there are some major crossways that students will have to pass through as they come to school. So we're building those routes to ensure that kids are able to be transported safely. Also, Mr. Kyle is working on strengthening communicating between drivers, schools, and families by implementing clearer transportation policies, holding listening sessions. He'll be working on updating our transportation selections on our district-wide website to provide updates and answers to frequently asked questions regarding transportation. He'll be collaborating with school administrators also to ensure safe riding procedures are enforced with students. Again, he'll be adjusting the routes based on school consolidations, boundary changes, and ridership data to improve efficiency and safety. He is optimizing the routes with the intention of reducing delays and ensuring safe on-time arrivals to school. Mr. Kyle is also prioritizing student safety by implementing student ID badges that will be scanned as they board the bus, so we're able to keep track of all of our students. He's also prioritizing driver safety training and compliance measures and ensuring that our students are provided safe riding training in the beginning of each school year. Finally, he is developing and making sure that we have clear guidelines for student behavior and consequences on the bus in collaboration with Dr. Battle, our Deputy Superintendent. He is implementing zero tolerance policies for serious behavior issues so that we ensure that it's a safe and enjoyable ride for the kids and that we retain our bus drivers. I'm not sure if I mentioned earlier that we're also going to be providing an increase to all of our transportation staff. The Transition Committee is currently working on effectively repurposing our current resources. We're leveraging our existing furniture and staff to facilitate this transition and are actively seeking support and ideas from our entire district family to achieve new goals for reinventing the district. Our operational committee, again, has a lot of things that they're working on. Because of this, they have to meet bi-weekly. We're holding bi-weekly meetings to review the best practices and plans that align with district goals for closing and welcoming the school properties. Some of the things that they're doing is walking through all of our campuses to gather feedback on what we need to do to make the campuses more inviting and to get them ready for the new school year. We're also in the process of recruiting employees to assist with the transition during the summer months. All of the furniture that has been deemed to be in new or good condition is going to be repurposed as we move it from the closing sites to the welcoming sites. And collaboration is underway with local vendors to design and set up the welcoming sites effectively. For students, the transition we know is important, and they've also been able to have time with their social workers, talking about what they're excited about, and then also expressing where they're concerned about so we can support them in that transition. And the committee, as they reach the final stages of the planning, then they'll be releasing a summer transition outline. But again, we have to make sure that that's informed through our Superintendent's Advisory Council, which will be meeting several times this spring to advise that work. So speaking of facilities, great effort is going into creating welcome and bright and learning environments for all of our students to ensure success for all. We're working with the transition committees to ensure that all facilities are ready to support safe, fun, and healthy classroom environments for the additional populations that will be arriving at their new locations. Also, we're refreshing the classrooms with new flooring and paint. Prioritizing our district-wide assessment reports, our district-wide facility assessment reports, that includes restroom remodels, that also includes classroom reconfigurations, improvements to our sports fields and playgrounds and other areas that will enhance the district's campuses as well as the community. Again, all of this will be planned, not all of this can be done in the next few months, but this is all planned thanks to the money that our board, that our community members approved at the fall's election. Thank you again for approving that bond. And we've been very, very busy doing a lot of things, but we know there's a lot more to do. We want your feedback, your ideas. Did we miss anything? Is there anything else that we should plan for? If you could please scan the QR code there and give us your feedback, I'd really appreciate that. It'll go a long way in helping us plan for the next couple of weeks, months, and then we'll be able to have another update session with you so that you can keep track of the work that we're doing. Also in the chat, in case you're not able to scan the QR code, in the chat we're also dropping a link to the feedback form. Thank you so much. We absolutely appreciate you taking the time to join us today to learn more about our district and then to be able to get your input. We value it very much. Thank you.